Hey you guys, so today I want to re-record my MCX Spear update video. I felt like I didn't do a very good job the first time around. I did it kind of late at night, sitting on the ground, all sorts of other stuff. It just wasn't the best video quality, so got a way better camera now. We're still testing out the GoPro, and I just want to see if we can do this better, and plus it's better practice for me for making videos. So going over this again, right? The MCX Spear in 308, still haven't done any sort of caliber conversion or anything like that. This is still by far, I think, one of my most favorite guns right now. It's ridiculously cool. It functions almost perfectly. There has been a little hiccups here or there, some self-inflicted, some not, but let's talk about it. And certain things I think if you were to buy an MCX that you should probably tweak, and it'll make your entire ownership experience a lot better, right? So first and foremost, one of those tweaks is to cut, pin, and weld. For those of you that are like, why don't you SBR? Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of SBRing just because I guess I'm scared to do the paperwork. And on top of that, this is just faster for me. So that's why we're doing this. So we've cut, pin, and welded a Surefire War Comp, neutrally timed at 13.9 inches in barrel length. I believe with this regard, one, it shrinks that muzzle device all the way back to the barrel. Aesthetically, it's primo. Secondly, now we can actually use Surefire suppressors and stuff like that. This gas plug and how extended it is might get in the way, so we might have to trim that a little bit. But in any other way, it would work. So, and then on top of that, now it's compensated, which the original firearm wasn't. So now all the shooting videos, they're a lot more controllable. They're a lot better. It just recoils better in general, right? Secondly, the 12-inch Handguard right here, right? I think that's probably about ideal, because once you start doing stuff like putting lights and your sling and some other stuff, you start running out of Handguard space pretty quickly. And there's only a real 1-inch difference between the other Handguard and this Handguard, so you really don't need to do a whole lot. But for this one, you get a longer gas system too, so contributes to the niceness of how it shoots, right? Now, before I ran that Holosun and the Scout Light Pro and the tape switch and all that crap, and this gun by itself, not only does it look chunky, it actually weighs chunky, right? So this setup alone, right, Enforced WML, the Vortex Razor with the piggyback, Holosun, and no magazine, weighs 12 pounds. Now, the previous configuration weighed almost 14 with no magazine, which is a ridiculous amount of weight. So in this case, we've trimmed down tremendously. There's no laser on this anymore. No Scout Light Pro, because that's super heavy. So now we just reverted back to the one Enforced WMLX on a 45-degree M-lock slot. Kind of hugged nice and tight to the rail, so it looks perfect. And there you go, right? Works fine. We're trying out some new stuff. I used to run the B5 rail covers that were also Coyote. Those work perfectly fine. There are 3 slots. These are 4. These are made by Ergo. And these are wolf gray or whatever color they come in. So just trying to break it up, have a little fun with it. But these are definitely increased in length. It's really cool, really cool. Moving back, talking about the handguard screws. These have been perfect since the video that I made regarding the handguard screws. They are not Torx as I initially thought, and if you don't know, you do now. These are Torx Plus. I didn't even know Torx Plus was a thing, but now you know. Torx Plus, right? So yeah, that's been perfect. The barrel shift cant stuff, that's not a thing, so don't worry about it. So just torque your stuff correctly, and it will be fine. Moving up top, the Vortex Razor. I am in love with this scope. it is wicked cool. Perfect clarity. The dot is ridiculously bright, kind with the Vortex Viper. So I think this has been a phenomenal buy. Plus I stole the little throw lever off of my Strike Eagle. So this has worked out very well. On top of that, we have just a Hollow Sun that I stole off. I'm trying this out, the Badger Ordnance aim point mount. You know, the RMR was cool. This might be a little cooler. So, you know, just trying that out. It's not a bunch of weight, so it's cool. Ambi controls, that's lasted perfectly fine. Being able to lock your bolt back from the right side and drop your bolt from the right side, really, really cool. Still very functional. And then pretty much all ambi controls, right? Your magazine releases ambi, your safety selector perfectly fine. The only thing I did change out is the trigger. I did not like the original SIG trigger because the trigger shoe was just too small. So now we have a Trigger Tech trigger in this guy, and it has worked 100% functional as long as you take the little safety latch out of the bolt carrier. That's a mandatory, and it's made life so much easier, right? On the backside, still haven't changed out, still using the SLM. It's the contract stock, so we're not changing it out. This has worked perfectly fine, and especially now that it's gone down to 13.9, this is actually a lot more fitting now. There is a balance problem with the gun, kind of, sort of. It's at the, well, I guess not. It's at like the front lip of the magazine well for balance now that you've chopped off all that barrel weight effectively. Yeah, let's talk about other features that I like, right? The left side charging handle. I see this all the time on ARFCOM too. That's stupid. Why would you need a side charging handle? That's stupid. I will tell you, once you start using this side charging handle, it's freaking cool. It's really cool. It's really, really sweet. Having that there, I'll show you a part where we had a small malfunction in the last update video I made. Having this side charging handle to be able to mortar and do all sorts of other stuff, that's so much more leverage than using the little T-handle in the back. So yeah, really, really cool. I'm just a normal person. I'm not sponsored. I'm not, you know, I don't take money from anybody. So I bought all these guns by myself, to include the ammunition, which is why I've only fired probably 200 rounds of hand loads, right? That's the only affordable way nowadays to fire a 308 with any sort of frequency. So probably put about 250 to 300 rounds through this so far since I've gotten it. Frankly, it's more 308 than I've fired in years. But with that being said, this has been more or less 100%. There's a few hiccups here or there, but I don't really think that's the gun's fault. That's more of my fault. Now, if you're on the fence of considering whether to buy a Spear or a Spear LT, I can't really help you there. I think you should buy a Spear. Because it doesn't really make sense to buy a Spear LT, because you could just buy an AR-15 for less than that and it will do practically everything your Spear can except fold. I suppose the same context could be put with the Spear, right? You could spend $1,000 on a Ruger SFAR and get everything that the Spear does, but with the exception of folding. But man, look how freaking good that looks. You are missing out if you are not buying one of these. Would I buy these again at the 6-month mark? Oh, hell yeah. In fact, I've already started thinking about buying the pistol version and SBR and that, and doing some other stuff. So yeah, these are extremely high quality firearms. Half the time it's user error why these things don't run the way they're supposed to run, but I feel like if you were to buy the Spear, you definitely would be getting your money's worth. But man, look how crazy good that rifle looks, right? Holy snaps. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm not going to compare it to anything. If you want to hear my SCAR comparisons, you can, but today we're here to talk about the Spear. And I recommend this gun for anybody, especially if you need a 308 carbine. Just if you buy this, tamper your expectations, right? I understand it's $4,000 plus, but the performance of that might not reach what you're trying to get to. And if you're expecting sub MOA out of this gun, and you're expecting this to solve, cure cancer and do all sorts of other stuff, then of course you're going to be disappointed in your product. I wanted essentially our nation's next infantry rifle, and then on top of that, I wanted just a really cool MCX, which this is. So I recommend everybody buy this. And yeah, it's freaking cool. It's really cool. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the other fun stuff. Let me know what you want to know about the SCAR, or not the SCAR, the Spear. I mean the SCAR too, I guess, if you really want to. And we'll talk to you guys next time. See ya.